Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. Today we are from Group 3. We'll explain our program based on question 2. Hello, my name is Aiman Fitri binti Osman and now I'm gonna explain about description of input file. As we know, input file is a file that is used for read and represent a sequence of byte on a disk where a group of related data is stored. As we can see, this is a red zone input file which consists of 31 districts in Malaysia that have been categorized as the red zone. The data in this file will be compared to the current location of the user, and the program will determine whether the user is in the red zone or not, so that the program can display a warning message. Next is a hospital input file, which is used to suggest or recommend the hospital that is near with the current location of the user if they were in the red zone. This file also includes the local health contacts so that the user can easily contact them if they are detected by the program as a suspect of COVID-19 or to ask any inquiries regarding COVID-19 issues. Next is the description of output file. As we know, output file is a file that is used for write, and in this output file, the program will display the list of red zone in Malaysia, which consists of 31 districts, so that the user can be more cautious and aware of their surrounding. It also shows the summary of data that the user key in this program, as they can review the statistic of the suspect in COVID-19 cases.
Hello and good morning. My name is Soliha Najah and I will be presenting about explanation on user interface. Once we run the program, the user will be asked if they have registered or not. They need to enter 1 for yes, 2 for no. If yes, they can go to the main menu and choose the option. There are 6 options. They need to choose one. If not, they will need to register and fill in their information, which is name, age, and location. After the user has registered, they will have to choose the option that they want in the main menu. For option 1, the user needs to update their current location. For option 2, the user can get the hotline number of COVID-19. If the user wants to get advice from a doctor online, they can choose option 3, which will provide them the link to the doctor on call website. For option 4, users can have a self-assessment test made up of 6 questions on symptoms, contact, and travel. They need to enter 1 for yes, 2 for no. If the user answers all of the questions with yes, the program will determine whether the user is in the red zone. If the user is in the red zone, a warning message will be displayed and the program will suggest the nearest hospital and also the contacts for each hospital. But if the user answers all questions yes but not in the red zone, which means no in the first question, the program will display a message. When the user answers all questions no, the program will determine that the user is not a suspect of COVID-19. For option 5, the user can review the frequently asked question (FAQ) as shown on the slide. For option 6, if the users want to do a self-assessment test for another family member, they have to key in the number of family members they want to do the self-assessment and start answering the questions. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to Dr. Mazna and my fellow friends. My name is Izul, and today I'm going to explain to you about our program My Sejahtera. This program is designed to monitor COVID-19 cases and track the spread in Malaysia. In this program, there are several options that the user can choose. For example, the user can call the COVID-19 hotline if they have any questions regarding the pandemic. And they also can directly ask the doctor virtually by going to the doctor on call website. If the user wants to run a COVID-19 test, they can answer the self-assessment test which is made up made up of 6 questions. The question is based on the symptoms, contact, and travel experience by the user. If the user answers all yes to the question, the program will determine whether the user is a suspect of COVID-19 by checking the user's current location. If the user are currently in a red zone, the program will display a warning message about the situation, and it will suggest the user to go to the nearest hospital and its contact number so that they can easily make an action. The coding for the program is started with some declaration. Before the main function, we declare all the functions included in this program at the top of our coding. There are two types of functions, which are library functions and user-defined function. The first function declaration is a library function, which is stdio.h and string.h. Next, there is a user-defined function declaration for function survey and function Q&A that contain function name, return type, and parameters. Later on, we will see the function definition for both of the function. In our coding, we declare two functions, which are function survey and function Q&A. The main program started by asking the user whether they have registered or not with the MySejahtera program. Then, the coding continued with double selection control structure, if-else. If the user enter 2, which means that they still not register, the user will be redirected to the register section to save their data in the system. They can fill in their general information such as name, age, and location. After they have registered, they can access the main menu to choose other options provided. If the user selects one, which means that they have already registered, they are required to log in by entering their name and age. As you can see, there is a syntax captcha which enables the program to read a single character from the standard input stream stdin, regardless of what it is, and return it to the program. It is specified in NCC and is the most basic input function in C. It is included in the stdio.h header file. Next, the program will display the main menu option and users will need to enter their choice. There are double selection control structure nested if-else. If the user enter option 1, the program will display and ask them for their current location and save it in an array named as orelocate. If the user enters option 2, the program will display the hotline number. If the user enters option 3, the program will display the link for the doctor on call page. If the user enters option 4, they can do a self-assessment test with 6 questions based on the symptom, contact, and travel that the user has experienced in the time being. The program will continue to the function survey and all the questions will be displayed. If the user chooses option 5, the program will jump to the function Q&A and user can review the frequently asked question, or also known as FAQ, so they will get to know more about MySejahtera. If the user enter option 6, they also can do a self-assessment test on their family members to be more cautious. There is a while loop to make the main menu always repeating itself after users are done with their options. The loop will continue if the user enters 1 and it will end if the user enters 0. So this part of our coding is to print out all the data collected into an output file. The syntax fprintf will print the output in the output file data. For loop is used to save each line of data from zone merah file into an array named red zone. Next, the program will display the statistic of suspect COVID-19 by categorizing them into 3 categories, which are the total number of healthy users, suspected COVID-19, and suspected COVID-19 at high risk from the stored user information. All of these as shown will be displayed at the output file. This is the function survey which will be displayed when the user chooses option 4. Function survey is a function with arguments and a return value. It has 4 passing arguments and will return the value of total healthy, total suspect, and total suspect zone to the main program. It will receive array orelocate as the current location of the user. This function will read file input hospital.dat and redzone.dat and save it as HOSP and zone merah respectively. Then, it will display questions for self-assessment questionnaires to the user and require them to answer by entering 1 for yes and 2 for no. If all the answers are 1, the program will compare their current location to array red zone using strcmp. strcmp function compares two string character by character. If it is true, the program will give a warning to the user and inform them they are at high risk of getting infected with COVID-19. Next, it will suggest going to the nearest hospital based on the user's current location and add the total number of suspects at the red zone by 1. If the user enters 2 to question 1 and 1 to the remaining questions, the program will inform them that they are at risk of getting infected with COVID-19 and add the total number of suspects by 1. If at least one of the answer is 2, other than question 1, the program will inform the user that they are not the suspect of COVID-19 and add the total number of healthy by 1. D is the Q&A function, which will be displayed when the user chooses option 5. Function Q&A is a function with no arguments and no return value. The function will display the fact to the user.